just like last week, let's start on our backs. And let's start with the knees bent and your feet nice and wide to the edges of your mat so that you can let your knees cave in toward each other. And then whatever feels right with the arms. So they could be on the body, they could be wide, they could be overhead. Doesn't so much matter. We'll begin to make the transition. And sometimes it can happen really seamlessly as we crawl onto our mats, and sometimes it takes a little extra effort to get out of the day, to get into your space. So allow yourself the freedom to do what you need to do. You need to move the body or change your clothes or resituate in some fashion. It's taking care of business so that you know once you officially land here that you've had these 60 minutes entirely to you. One of the easiest ways, or I suppose simplest ways to transition is to shift the breathing. So let it progress into something that is richer, more colorful, more expansive, so that the inhales really create a broadening. And the exhales create this collapse, this surrender, this softening. Your own pace and in your own rhythm, let the breath become something that is longer than the everyday breathing. We'll take 3 more cycles here. One more full breath in, followed by a very smooth breath out. And let your breath continue to advance. Just continue to progress into this full breath. And as you draw your feet closer together, separate the knees now so everything is hip width distance, meaning it's just right in line with your hip bones. Take the arms down alongside the body if you're not there yet. And on the inhale, let your hips just rise up and away from the ground. Think of driving your knees straight out in front of you, so they're not splaying in or out. And then exhale to recline your spine all the way back down to the earth. As you grip down into the feet, inhale, lift your hips up, peel your spine up and off of the floor, let your heart billow upward. Exhale, slowly lower the spine all the way back down. And just one more time, inhale, let your hips peel up. Exhale, release them all the way back down. As you bend your knees, give them a squeeze in toward your chest. And you could rock a little side to side, you could circle things out, feel free to adjust as you need here and explore as you'd like. And keeping your feet off the ground, tabletop your legs so that your knees stack right over your hips. Lift your shins so that they parallel the ground, and then flex your ankles so all 10 toes point up. And now we'll move our arms a little bit wider so you have some space left to right. Marry the legs together. So think of your inner ankles, your inner knees, and your inner thighs really working toward each other. And can you notice how just that squeezing in here might start to fire things up a little more through the core, which is exactly what we're going for here. Draw your navel down to your spine and see if you can minimize that arch through the back. There still might be a natural curve, but we're just trying not to bow through the spine. On the inhale, lower your knees over to the right. Notice how the knees probably want to splay apart and continue to hug them together to encourage that ab engagement. As you exhale, draw your legs all the way back through the center, legs squeezing together. And inhale, lower your knees over to the left. We're not going to touch the ground, but we're going to get closer in that direction. And hug your legs together. Exhale, return your knees to the center. And inhale, lower over to the right. Exhale, return back through the middle. Inhale, lower over to the left. So the legs are staying in that 90-degree shape. Exhale, return your legs to center. Big squeeze to the midline. We'll take it one more each way. Inhale over to the right. Exhale through the center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale to the center. And as your legs come back to the middle, take hold behind your knees and make whatever movement you need, either rocking forward or back or swinging to the side, so you can come up and shift into tabletop position. So hands and knees. And on the journey there, you can go ahead and hit play if you're following along with the tunes. And we're going to take a different leg variation in this tabletop. So as you move your right knee closer to the center of your mat, we're going to stack the left knee behind it. So legs are crossed like you're crossing your legs at a dinner table. And then move your feet a little bit wider. So we're feeling the thighs hug together. You might even feel your hips starting to stretch out on the exterior. And as you inhale, just like a cat-cow, take your belly to the ground, lift your tailbone and your gaze. Exhale, round through the spine. And inhale again. Lift your tailbone, lift your heart, your eyes. And exhale, round the spine. One more time like that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round through the spine. Come on back to neutral, so we'll keep the spine as is. And now let the movement come from the hips. Start to sink your hips down and back. If you're going to have a seat, the hands stay rooted. And then just rock yourself forward on the inhale. And exhale, rock back. You might feel your front knee lift off the floor, your hips get a little closer to the mat. And then shift it forward again. One more time as you breathe out, sink your hips all the way back. And then shift it forward and pause. As you unloop the left leg, hover it straight up behind you and then parallel your right shin with the edge of your mat. The hands are now right beneath the shoulders, wrists under shoulders, fingertips wide. We're trying to maintain neutral through the spine. So notice just by lifting the leg in the air, does it cause that collapse? And can you gather your abdominals all the way up and in? Even when you're ready, we'll add the right arm and send it all the way forward up in front of you. Let the breath just be the rhythmic piece of the pose. So even though we're not adding movement to this, we're static in the shape, the breath is creating this dance through the body. Full inhale through the nose. As you exhale, just replace the right hand back down to the ground. Send your right shin off to the right. Inhale, lift your left arm straight up above the shoulder. So right to this modified half moon. So left foot's off the floor, the ankles flexed, your toes are awake. And the gaze could either be down, it could be sideways, it could be up toward that left hand. Well, if you're feeling really wobbly in this shape, that's your cue to just keep turning those right toes a little further behind you. Will be even more important as you place the left foot all the way down at the very back of your mat, and then inhale to rise up. Send your left hand down your left leg, sweep your right arm all the way up and over the ear. And then relax the shoulders down and out of the ears. So right now, your right knee is on the ground, and in a moment, that right knee is gonna tuck in toward your nose. So on a breath out, cartwheel both hands back to the front of your space. Pull the right knee into your nose into this core plank. You're on the ball of your back left foot. Inhale, kick your right leg all the way up to the sky. Stack your hips, bend your right knee, and open up to that right side body. Inhale, straighten out through the right leg, level through the hip. Exhale, pull the right knee back into your nose and then lightly place the right foot forward between the hands, or use your right hand to give it a boost. Hop to the fingertips and peel your chest a little further forward so you can iron out through the spine and then get just as long through that back left leg. So thinking of creating a lot of space through the body, both upper and lower. One more chance to breathe into the front of that left hip. And as you exhale, step the left foot forward to join the right foot. Feet hip distance. Inhale, slip the hands under the shin bones and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold over the legs, just relaxing through the head. And all the way to stand. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, place the hands together at the center of your heart in Tadasana. Inhale, lift your arms back up. And then exhale, take the hands behind you so you can lace the fingers near the low back. Send your knuckles down. Inhale, puff your chest to the sky. Exhale, fold over the legs. You can soften the knees as you lift your knuckles up and overhead. For a second, just see what it feels like to let your shoulders just kind of slump down toward the ears. And then do the opposite and try to lift the shoulder heads all the way up. So you feel the shoulder blades come a little closer together. And continue to fold forward. We'll release the fingers all the way down toward your mat. Inhale, come halfway up again. Create length and space in the body. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to a high plank position. So you're right at the very top of a push-up. And we're gonna take our legs together in this plank. So your big toes touch, and we're trying to create that energy of drawing inward. So that inseam of your legs hugging toward each other. Upper body stays super still. Swing your heels all the way over to the left. We're gonna keep both hands grounded on the floor. Then inhale, draw back to center, heels to the sky. Exhale, heels over to the right. Turn the outer edge of that right foot. Inhale, come back to center. Same thing, exhale, heels to the left. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, heels to the right. And you breathe calmly here. Inhale, come back to center. Just like at the start of class, exhale, heels to the left. Inhale through the center, squeeze through the legs. Exhale to the right. And then breathe in, come back through the middle, take your feet just a little bit apart, hip width distance. Shift your weight forward. You're welcome to set your knees to the ground as you hug your elbows in and come all the way down to meet your belly. Uncurl the toes, loop your shoulders away from the mat. Inhale, pick up the heart, cobra pose. Tops of the feet are anchored. And exhale, release and lower the chest right back down. We'll take that again. Inhale, lift up through the heart, widen across the collarbones. Exhale, release the chest. One more time. Inhale, lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, down dog, you can pass over the knees, tuck the toes, and drive your hips straight up and back. First down dog of our practice. A little bit of time here to just breathe and shift, move, or simply be still. Now inhale, lift your heels up nice and high. Exhale, release your knees down to the ground so you're right back into your tabletop shape. Move your right knee a little closer to the center of your mat, and now cross your left knee behind. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Switch. Move your left knee to the center of your mat. Cross your right knee behind your left knee. So right knee behind the left knee. Move your feet a little further away from each other. And then inhale, take your belly down, let your heart expand forward and your tailbone lift. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, sway your belly down, just like cow pose. And exhale to round. We'll take that one more cycle. Inhale, lower the belly and lift your heart. And then exhale to round. And bring yourself back to neutral. And as you breathe out, sink your hips backwards toward the floor. And again, that front knee might start to peel up, and that's okay. And as you inhale, shift forward. Take the shoulders over the wrists, maybe over the fingertips. And exhale, slide your hips back. Maybe that front knee lifts. One more time. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale, glide back. Inhale, shift forward, and as your right leg lifts up and straightens out behind you to hover, rearrange your left shin bone so it's straight back behind you, parallel to the edges of your mat. We're just here with one lifted limb for now. So engage through that right leg so you feel even the glute and the hamstring start to turn on. And let that engagement move up through the body. So can you hug your navel to your spine? And think of your chest like you're trying to pull it an inch further away from the ground. So you're lifting out of the shoulders. And then if and when you're ready, we're going to add the left arm for balance. Send the fingertips forward, thumb to the sky, bicep up by the ear. And really anchor into what's on the floor. Keep pressing into the right palm and the left shin. Create a little added buoyancy. Full deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, lower the left hand back beneath the shoulder. We're keeping this right leg in the air as you swivel your left shin now over to the left. Inhale, pick up the right arm. So we're right into this modified half moon. With the right foot up at the height of the right hip if possible. So if you were to peek back at that right foot, you could see your toes shining back at you. Right up in line with your armpit. Let the shoulders creep down and out of ears. And again, ensure that that left shin is ready to support you so that as you press your right foot to the back of the mat, you can rise on up, inhaling to sweep the right hand down the right leg. Then extend your left arm over your ear. Palm to the floor. Sides of the neck are long. And in this upcoming transition, this back right leg gets to stay straight the whole time, and the left knee will tuck into the nose. So as you breathe out, follow the hands down to the front of your space, tuck your left knee into your nose, press the ground away from you. Inhale, kick your left leg up to the sky, stack your hips, bend your left knee, and open up through that left side body. Right, just to stay grounded evenly through both palms. Inhale, straighten the left leg, level out through the left hip. Exhale very quietly as you pull your knee to your nose, place the left foot forward. Hop to the fingertips and even out the sides of the body. And try to lengthen out across the side waist. Press your right thigh bone up to the ceiling. And simultaneously move your chest a little further forward through the shoulders. It's that subtle melting of your hips toward the ground that will create that space across the front of the right hip. So breath in. And as you exhale, step that back foot forward, feet to hip distance. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen things out. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. And inhale, your arms overhead, rising all the way to stand. Exhale, place the hands together at the center of your heart in Vinyasa. And inhale, your arms back to the sky. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. So I've got a version of Sun A, a couple add-ons. Breathe in to come halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to high plank position. Hold it here with your big toes touching. Swing your heels over to the right. Inhale, lift your left arm straight up to the sky this time, right to side plank. Then exhale, lightly replace your left palm back down. Heels over to the left. Inhale, thread your right arm straight above your shoulder. Exhale, release the right hand. Inhale, shift forward onto the tiptoes. Hug your elbows in. Exhale, lower halfway or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, kick the heel back up. Exhale, lightly step through. One inhale, just to reach forward through the heart. Exhale, big step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, your arms go high. Just dive right back down. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. High plank position, feet together. Heels over to the right. Inhale, lift your left arm, side plank. Exhale, release the palm. Heels go left. Inhale, lift your right arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower with control. Take a breath in to expose your heart. And then exhale to bring you back. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, drive it back up. Exhale, step through. Take a breath, move the chest forward. Exhale, big step forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, take the fold. Arms go high, big breath in to rise up. We'll keep the arms extended. Loop the right hand around your left wrist and lean over to the right. press down evenly through the feet. Inhale through the center, swap out the grip, exhale, big lean to the left. Inhale, draw back through the middle. Release the wrist, forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway, lengthen through the spine. Keep the right foot where it is. Exhale, touch the fingertips down and step your left foot backwards. Set your back knee to the floor, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. And now think of this front right hip crease moving to the back of your mat. What kind of subtle movement? You won't see things shift a lot. It'll create evenness through the hips, squaring off of the pelvis. And then even in this shape, even though your legs are apart from each other, can you think of the inner thighs hugging into the midline? So there's still this energetic suctioning toward the center of your mat without caving in through that front knee. Now, keeping the shape of the legs, wrap your left arm underneath your right arm and either go for a big bear hug or an intertwining of the forearms. So backs of the palms could touch or center of the palms could touch. And then inhale, send your elbows up, stretch your fingertips a little further back. Then exhale, take your elbows forward and down. Maybe you want to tuck your elbows right into your belly button. There's a little rounding of the spine. Inhale, flare your elbows back up, stretch your heart to the sky and reach back. Exhale, take your elbows forward and down. One more time. Inhale, just to lift up through the elbows. Expose that front belly. And exhale, take your elbow down. We'll stay low, unravel the fingertips down to either side of that front foot. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. Put your left hand on the mat. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Twist to the right. As you exhale, spin to the outer edge of that back left foot. Pick up the right foot and either step it halfway back or all the way back to regular side plank. We've been here before, just a different entry. And then we're going to try to reverse our cat. So now as you pick up the right foot, pull the right knee into your chest and step that right foot back to the front of your mat. Right hand to the floor, left heel to the sky. Spin your left heel flat onto your mat. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the ceiling. So we're right into side angle. And this might be where you take the right elbow up to the top of the thigh, or put a block beneath the right hand as an option. I'm trying to send that right knee over to the right. So if your arm is on the ground, press them into one another. Otherwise, use that right elbow like a director. Moving traffic to the right. Spin the left palm forward. Stretch your left arm all the way over your ear. Grip down into your feet, and then as you inhale, rise all the way up to warrior two, maintaining that bend in the front knee. And then seeking out every ounce of resilience that you need in your brain, that you need with your energy, with your attitude, in order to support whatever physical challenge shows up. A couple schools of thought in your warrior two, which you can practice the idea of lengthening your mat out. But for the purposes of today, we're going to think of pulling your heels toward each other. Again, even though it's not going to move anything else in the body, that isometric hug in might start to turn things on a little differently in your hips and in your groin. i.e., it might make it harder. Now as you inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Sweep your right arm all the way up and back to the rear of your mat. Exhale, windmill your hands down to the ground. Take a big step forward to the front of your space. Draw your feet together now, big toes touch. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And bend your knees, slide your hips way far back. Inhale, float your arms either up to parallel the earth or up to bring the ears. And here we are again with the opportunity to create that connection of drawing in. So ankles, inner knees, inner thighs, creating this energetic tug toward each other. One easy inhale through the nose. Then exhale, pull forward over your legs. Take a breath, come halfway up and elongate through the spine. Tap your fingers to the earth. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Lower your right knee down to the ground. So feet, your left foot, your right knee about hip distance. Inhale, lift your arms up. It's kind of cool that just by thinking about something in the body, it can enhance the feeling of it. So we're thinking right now, without actually moving anything, of your front left heel pulling toward the back of the mat, as if you were trying to rumple your mat up in the center. Hopefully, that's going to help you turn on the back side of that left leg. And then simultaneously, there's that hugging in toward the center. Both thighs. Now the legs will stay exactly as they are. This time take the right elbow underneath the left elbow, either for that big bear hug or the intertwining of the forearms. Really doesn't matter what happens with the arms. You can create this broadening across the upper back and a stretch through the shoulders in any way that the arms take shape. We're trying to relax the shoulders, but as you inhale, lift your elbows up and stretch the fingers back. So you get long down that right edge of the body. Then exhale, take it forward and tuck your elbows in toward your navel. Little rounding of the back. Inhale, lift your elbows up, send the fingertips back. Exhale, take your elbows forward and down. That rounding of the spine. Once more, inhale, lift the forearms, sweep back. Exhale, take the elbows down, stay low, unravel the fingertips down to either side of your foot. Curl the right toes under, lift your knee. Right hand stays beneath the shoulder, inhale, lift your left arm up. So we're here really just as prep for your side plank. So make sure as you look at that right hand, that the wrist is under the shoulder, fingers are wide and ready to support. You could look up for more challenge as you rotate to the outer edge of the right foot and step your left foot back. It could be part way back, it could be all the way back. The feet could stagger. Vashisthasana, side planks. Chest is reaching forward to the front of the mat, your chin is off your chest. And then we're reversing that calf to bring it back to where we just were. Pick up the left foot, tuck the knee into your chest. You might even grip that foot with your left hand to boost it as you swivel to the ball of the right foot. Now, plant the right heel flat to the earth. Inhale, lift your right arm straight up over the shoulder, right to side angle. And I'm going to take my elbow up to the top of the thigh here, but feel free to use a block or keep it on the earth. Sink forward and down into that front knee. And then roll your heart up to the sky so you get really broad and spacious through the chest. As you turn your right palm forward, extend your arm all the way over your ear, extended side angle, Tita Ardhavanasana. I'm gripping down into the heels. Inhale, rise all the way up to warrior two. Arms to a T, that front knee stays bent. And then here you are, just hanging out in the depths of the challenge. I always attribute yoga to any form of mental resilience that I have. In the moments when things just kind of suck and you just want to get out of them, whatever it is, whether it's like waiting in line at the grocery store or something bigger like the challenges of moving, which is so real for me right now. All we have is exactly where we are. So in the moments that get sticky, what can you do to be there for yourself? What does your internal self-talk look like? What does your breath look like? What does your attitude shift into? We'll take a deep breath in. And complete breath out. And then we'll get on out of it. Straighten out through that front leg. Inhale, reverse your upper body toward the back of your space. Exhale, wiggle your hands down to the ground. This time in Vinyasa, step backwards, high plank position. Optional chaturanga or head right to down dog, your choice. From your down dog shape, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Exhale, tuck your knee to your nose again. Shift forward and round the back. Inhale, pick your leg back up. Exhale, lightly step through. Right to high lunge so that rear knee stays lifted as you inhale to take the arms up. Then exhale, wrap your left arm underneath your right arm, right to eagle wings. Take a breath in to lift your elbows up, stretch the fingers back. Exhale, now lean your elbows forward without rounding the spine. Think of taking the fingers forward, lengthening out through the heart. And as you press into that right foot, inhale, lift your left leg up and into the air. This version of warrior 3. Soften that right knee. Inhale, lift all the way up. Keep your arms, left knee to the chest. Exhale, fully cross your thighs right to eagle pose. Your left toes might dangle, they might touch the floor, they might double bind behind your ankle, your choice. But hug your legs together. It's a posture of compression, of hugging into the midline, just like we've been practicing. And we'll unwind through the arms. When we inhale, take your left knee back up to your chest and extend your fingers overhead. Exhale, take a big step back to your high lunge. Pause for the breath in, find your footing. Exhale, lower your hands to the earth. Left hand stays, inhale, lift your right arm. We're back to side plank. Exhale, step the right foot back. Breathe in, pick up the right foot. Exhale, pull the knee forward and replace your foot. Right hand to the mat, spin the left heel flat. Inhale, lift your left arm to side angle. Exhale, rise to your warrior 2. Elongate the front leg. Inhale, stretch backwards and reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Step back to high plank. You might float the right foot as you lower chaturanga. You might skip chaturanga altogether. And we'll keep it moving. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, drive it right back up. Exhale, lightly step through. High lunge, inhale, pick up the arms. Exhale, right arm beneath the left. Inhale, flare your elbows up, stretch out through the front wall of the belly. Exhale, lean the elbows forward, maintain length in the spine. Inhale, pick up the right leg, pausing here in a version of warrior 3. The spine is long, that top leg is firmed up. You can put a little bend into that base left knee so that as you inhale to rise up, it can be a little easier. Keep the arms, take the right knee to the chest. Exhale, hook the thighs. Right toes float, maybe touch down, maybe bind behind the ankle, but we're still turning the knees and the hips forward. Press the top arm, the top leg down, and the bottom arm, the bottom leg up. They're married together. For better or worse. Unwind through the arms. As you inhale, rise up to balance. Take the right knee to the chest, the fingers overhead. Exhale, big step back to your high lunge. Just a moment to transition, a moment to breathe in. Exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. Right hand stays. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, side plank, step it back. Inhale, pick up the left foot. Knee to chest. Exhale, step it forward. Left hand lowers, right heel flattens. Inhale, lift the right arm, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Lengthen through the front leg. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the ground. Journey back. Down dog is where we meet. Child's pose, certainly an option. And take a moment to pause, a moment to breathe. 3 cycles just to come back to that rhythm. Next time you breathe in, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to meet your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. And then take your chair all the way down to a low squat. So hips come onto the heels. Your fingertips can graze the earth. We'll separate the knees and wrap them to the outside of the arms here, which would be exactly where you stay in a version of Vinyasa. Or working toward crow pose. I'm gonna hop my feet back a little so I have some space in front of me. Fingers are broad. The knees are gonna slip up the arms toward the armpits. Look forward as you lean your weight to your tiptoes. Claw your finger pads into the floor. And here is that energetic hug inward. That thinking of your inner thighs, even though they're not gonna touch here, moving toward each other. And a suctioning of your upper back up to the sky. If it's there for you tonight, or this morning, or whatever, shooting back to chaturanga, option to pull the heart forward, toes backward, really nice then. Breathing into your back bend, and then we'll meet in your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes high. Last little bit of adding on. Exhale, tuck your knee to your nose. Inhale, kick your leg back up. Exhale, step it through. High lunge, inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, left arm beneath the right. Inhale, lift your elbows, stretch the fingers back. Right to your warrior three with these arms. Exhale to lean forward and lift your left leg. Inhale, take your left knee up toward your chest. Exhale, cross the thighs, sink down to your eagle. Unravel, take a breath and lift your left knee up. Exhale, big step backwards. Just a moment to breathe into your high lunge. And this time as you exhale, hands to the heart, lean forward and wrap your left elbow across the right thigh. Press your left thigh bone upward. And then pick up the left rib. So they're moving away from the floor, not toward it. As you unwind back to center, take a breath in to float your arms all the way up. Exhale, a brief visit in your warrior two. Straighten out through the front leg. Inhale, give it a break. Reverse your shape. On the exhale, bend your right knee. Reach way far forward through the right hand and lift your left leg up and into the air. So right hand is on the earth over to the right. Left arm, left leg up to the sky. Send those shoulders down and out of the ears. The heart's moving forward as your left heel's moving backwards. Now, as you look down to the ground, we're going to stay on this right leg. Lower your left hand. Square your hips. So left hip points to the mat. Bend your right knee and nuzzle your left knee up right behind your right knee. And then angle your left toes over to the right. So your thighs are crossed, like you gotta kind of pee and you're holding it together. Then inhale, lift your hands up to your heart. So fully crossed legs. Exhale, twist over to the right. So we were just here in a twist, and A-okay to stay exactly here in this version of the twist. Otherwise, sticking with these crossed legs, I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to lower your hands over to the right in this version of side crow. Keep that outside of the right knee on your left upper arm. Chaturanga the arms, so lean forward through the shoulders, and that will be what helps lift those toes up and off of the earth. Keep looking forward, leaning forward, hug your legs together and breathe. And wherever you chose to go, arm balance or not, we'll all rise up to stand. Take a full breath in, straighten the legs, holy moly right leg, even out through the feet. Exhale, dive forward and down. Ooh, take a breath in, lengthen out through the spine. Touch your fingertips to the floor and step your right foot backwards. The left foot stays. Settle your right knee down and move your left foot over to the left. So hands come to the inside of your foot. Really just a moment to counter all that effort in the right leg. So this is your time. If this feels perfect to be right here, great. If you'd rather take the left hand to your left knee and help it to the side, you could. Capture the back toes with your left hand, an option. Wherever you chose to go, we'll meet with both hands back to the front of your space. Head to downward facing dog. If you'd like to throw in an added chaturanga, certainly welcome to do so. Here we go, last little bit of standing work. Inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Inhale, drive your leg back up. Exhale, lightly step through. High lunge, inhale, float the arms. Exhale, your right arm beneath your left. A breath in to lift the elbows and stretch back. Then right to that warrior three, exhale, lean the elbows forward as you launch your right foot off the floor. Keep the arms, inhale, rise up, taking the right knee up to the heart. Exhale, cross your legs, full eagle pose. Unwind the arms, inhale, lift your knee back up, take the fingers high, then exhale, big step to your high lunge. Take a moment just to be here, collect your stance, hands to the heart, and as you breathe out, lean forward and wrap to the left. The right elbow is making that impression. You can always take that back knee to the earth. Otherwise, it's firm, it's part of the pose. That right elbow is working, pressing down. Steady with the feet, smooth through the mouth. Inhale, unravel all the way back to your high lunge. Extend the arms. Exhale, breeze by your warrior two. Just for a moment, and then straighten out through that front leg. Inhale, take the break. Exhale, bend your front knee. Reach your left arm forward and over to the left as you raise the right leg and the right arm. Half moon. Ignite the breath. So we're not choosing now to quit breathing. We're choosing now to be rich and full of prana, energy, life force. Again, as you look down at the ground, release just the right hand to the floor. Square the right hip. We're bending the left knee and snuggling the right knee up right behind it and over to the left. Set your right toes to the left. Take the hands together at the heart. So thighs are crossed, like they're crossed under a dinner table. And then lean forward and wrap to the left again. Rotate to the side. With the option to stay here, or this right elbow, this upper arm bone is your shelf to release your hands to the left. Squeeze the inner thighs together, look forward, lean forward. And as your shoulders and your head dip down, that's what swings the legs back up. Nice. Yes, and sometimes this for a hot second, 10 seconds, face plant, we don't know, all is okay and fair. And then unwind all the way to stand. Take a breath in, rise up, feet can step to hip width. Exhale, dive forward. Ooh, let's give that left leg a little break. Inhale, come halfway up, keep the right foot where it is. Exhale, step your left foot behind you. Lower your knee to the ground and take the hands to the inside of the right foot. And entirely up to you. Sometimes just rocking the hips side to side feels nice. Coming down to the elbows. Taking the right hand back to capture the left foot. Wherever you chose to go, we'll meet with both hands back to the front of your space. This time, take your right knee back to the ground behind you, so both shins to the earth. Scoot forward and we'll come onto our bottom, so you could cross the legs or just swing them around. Take the soles of the feet together. Pick up the hips and move them a little closer to the heels, but rather than tucking the tailbone under, think of pitching your tailbone back and heart forward. And we'll take the hands and lace them around your feet, around your toes. And sit tall as you inhale. This might be right where you stay. Or the exhale will lean you forward, but try to maintain some length in the spine. Space in the heart. And a lot of effort. These inner thighs. Give them some time to expand. Inhale, draw your torso all the way back upright. Come onto your back and take your knees into your chest. I'll leave this up to you before we head towards Shavasana. You could take a twist, a supine pigeon, a happy baby, extra time in Shavasana. Soles of the feet back together on the ground. Part of our yoga practice is about becoming so in tune with our own bodies that we actually know what would feel good, what does feel tight, what was working hard tonight. Give yourself the permission to not be right or wrong about any of it, and just do what feels good. And in your own time, over the course of your next several moments, we'll make the transition to Shavasana. Just like I mentioned at the start of class, sometimes that transition is seamless, and sometimes it takes a little extra coaxing. Wherever you land on that spectrum, let your breath become more mellow. Your experience simply be accepted for what it is. Give yourself your own permission to just be here. You have the time and the space in your day to continue resting. Please consider doing so for as long as you like. Otherwise, we'll just let the breath first be what moves the body. Let you feel the inhale create this rising up. Let that movement, excuse me, progress into wiggling the fingers and the toes. Until you feel ready in whatever way works. So come on up to a seated space. Once you land upright, connect the palms together at heart. Slide your thumbs right up next to that big breathing organ. Let this be a moment where you can simply express gratitude for whatever it is that you have today. It's for your practice, for your family who carved out the space for you to be on your mat. Whatever it is you're in transition from or to. Of course, to yourself, to each other. With honor, namaste. Oh, thank you for being here, for practicing. Brief reminder that Sea Change Collective is meeting this Thursday on Moon Magic. Why we care about the moon, what is Scorpio season, what is astrology, all of those things. So if you can join, please do. And until next time.